Hello, and welcome to WCAT-TV Home Edition. I'm your host, Annie Duda, joined by co-host Sky DeMalta. Coming up on today's show, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, and Greater Latrobe is named to the top 25 in the Vans Custom Shoe Design Contest. All this and more coming up next.
In today's news, students interested in being a student council representative for the 2020-2021 school year are asked to check their school email on Monday, May 11th for a link to the application. The deadline to apply is Friday, May 15th at 11:59 p.m.
Attention seniors, you may recall that we had an assembly in the fall with an organization called the Challenge Program. The purpose of the Challenge Program is to positively affect student behaviors and attitudes as well as grades. This spring, the Challenge Program will be distributing several awards again, this time for current seniors, for their performance in several categories. Check your school email for a message about the program from Miss Yetter and complete the form if you would like to be considered for the 2020 Senior Community Service Award. The deadline for submissions is Monday, May 11th. The winner will be contacted by GLSD and your award will be mailed to you.
Our high school was one of 500 schools chosen to participate in the Vans Custom Culture Shoe Design Contest. Students were given 2 pairs of plain white Vans to use in their creations. 2 of our high school art students, Renee Myers and Ruby Miller, were able to take the shoes home to complete and were selected as part of the top 25 for Vans High School Custom Culture Physical Shoe Design. Latrobe shoes were put on vans.com/customculture for public voting. The voting will last now through Friday, May 15th at 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Please cast your Greater Latrobe vote. You can vote 1 time each day. We hope to get as many votes as possible. Please feel free to share this information with friends and family to spread our good news.
Attention all readers. Did you know that you can read or listen to library books from home? That's right. The Senior High Library has over 3,000 ebooks and e-audiobooks. Just sign into Destiny, available on Miss Mamerle's website, using your school login. Limit your results to the desired format, and you will see all of the resources we have available. Or you can go directly to macvinvia.com, then enter our school name and your school login to see most of the ebooks and audiobooks that we have. Limit those results by fiction, nonfiction, or other filters and enjoy. Feel free to email Miss Mamerle with any questions.
There will be an additional SAT date added in the fall of 2020 to make up for the canceled test dates this spring. Greater Latrobe Senior High School will open as a testing center for this new test date on Saturday, September 26th. Registration for the 2020-21 SAT administrations will open the week of May 26th. Students who were previously registered for the June test will be able to transfer their seat to a 2020-21 administration. All other students in the high school class of 2021 who don't have SAT scores will also have an early access to register for the August, September, and October administrations. This includes students who had registered for March or May and had their registrations canceled and refunded. Please reach out to Mrs. Albright if you have any questions about this.
Representatives from the Pennsylvania Higher Education Agency will be providing financial aid webinars from 6 to 7 p.m. on May 14th and 21st. They will provide an overview on how to apply for all types of financial aid, including and completing the free application for federal student aid, which is required to determine eligibility for most student aid programs such as the Pennsylvania State Grant, federal Pell Grant, institution offers, and federal student and parent loans. This will also be a great opportunity to have PHEAA representatives and answer any questions you might have. Seniors should check their email from Mrs. Ryder for registration links.
Any boy or girl in grades 9 through 12 interested in trying out for the golf team in the fall should attend a meeting via Google Meet with Mr. Ria on Friday, May 15th at 2:30 p.m. The link for the meeting can be found on the golf team webpage. You can find this page under Mr. Ria's teacher page on the Greater Latrobe Senior High homepage. If you have any questions, please email Mr. Ria at scott.ria@glsd.us.
Voter registration deadlines are approaching. Here are some details.
Vote.
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 Vote. Vote. Vote.
And make your voice heard.
We go now to Corbin Makar with the 5-day forecast.
Good morning, Greater Latrobe. It's time for your local weather report. So looking at today's forecast, we're going to see some rain throughout the day, turning into snow early in tonight, along with a high of 47 and a low of 25. Winds will be southwest at 10 miles per hour, and rainfall will be around a half of an inch. Moving on to our 5-day forecast, tomorrow we're going to see cloudy skies with a high of 42 and a low of 32. Sunday, on Mother's Day, we're going to see partly cloudy skies along with a high of 52 and a low of 38. On Monday, we're going to see more rain coming back around a 50% chance, along with a high of 46 and a low of 32. Over on Tuesday, we're going to have more partly cloudy skies, along with a high of 54 and a low of 36. That's all for your weather report. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Corbin. With the cancellation of spring sports, we'll be featuring a sports team during each episode. Here's sports reporter Patrick Shimko with an update on the team.
It was very out of the ordinary. Starting off, I think we would have went pretty far in the playoffs. Had a good run. Had a lot of seniors coming back, strong junior class, and a really good few sophomore players coming up. Other than that, I think we would have did good.
We had high hopes for this season, and we thought we could have made a pretty good run in the playoffs, in WPIAL and state playoffs, and it's a bummer that it's over.
And I believe that it's more heartbreaking because I feel that as a team we feel that the season's unnecessarily canceled. I feel that we could still play some type of baseball. I mean, other sports are opening up and we're still not playing baseball, which is just really upsets you.
My favorite moment that ever happened was the game I started against Hempfield. I went 5 strong innings, then Gus came in relief, shut them down. Then bottom of the 8th inning, we had sophomore Tucker Nupp come up and he walked it off for us. That was one of my favorite moments.
My favorite moment was sophomore year. I started at third base and we won against Pine Ridge with 1-0, and they were like the number 1 team in the WPIAL at the time. They had a lot of college commits to like D1 schools. It's pretty cool to speed that.
My favorite moment from Latrobe baseball was by far no-hitting Kiski last year. As a pitching staff, we did really well, and it was a collective effort. It wasn't like it was one guy. Donnie actually pitched in that game as well, so I think our no-hitter was probably my favorite moment.
Okay, so I know I couldn't really look forward to it every year, but this year I was looking forward to senior night, and not having that, it kind of sucks. But other than that, that's something that I really would miss.
I would miss probably the guys, because we would have had a pretty good season this year and could have made some moves in the playoffs.
I miss baseball.
My most anticipated game this year was the home opener against Norwin. Few Division I commits on there. I was looking forward to strike out, but other than that, that's all.
I would also say Norwin. They're projected to win the section this year, and I thought we could have given them a run for their money. They have a lot of talent on that team, and thought we could beat them.
I mean, I think Norwin was definitely a good choice considering they're overhyped and we would have clapped them. But how could you not look forward to the state championship game that we would have clearly won if we played?
I'm really hoping that baseball gets back as soon as possible. The season I'm looking forward to is Legion, though.
I hope this comes back as soon as possible, but realistically, probably July is probably when we're going to get it back, but who knows.
I personally think we should be playing now. Wolf's opening up golf and fishing and boating, but you can't open up baseball really. So, I mean, I think legitimately we're probably not going to play until June, late June, early July, which is long overdue, but that is what it is, I guess.
The cheerleaders show their teamwork in this Pass the Palms video. We go now to Preston Yingling for What's Cookin' Latrobe.
What's cooking, Latrobe? First up, we have Alexander Woodring with his plate of pepperoni pizza from Gianelli's. And second, we have two dishes from Zach Burger, the first being calzone with homemade pizza dough and marinara sauce, salami, ham, parmesan, and ricotta cheese. Second dish is chicken-flavored parmesan with miso broth topped with soft-boiled eggs and stir-fried veggies. That's what's cooking. Thanks, and back to you guys.
Thanks, Preston. So what about what's cooking locally? Reporters Ben and Luke Hamady take a look at what some local restaurants have available.
Hey guys, what's cooking locally with the Hamady Bros? Today we're going to venture out for some dinner at Rizzo's, a favorite local Italian restaurant in Crabtree, PA. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, dining in Pennsylvania restaurants is not permitted. However, many local restaurants, including Rizzo's, have set up curbside pickup meals for purchase. Rizzo's began a special drive-thru program last year, and now during the pandemic, they are offering this service 5 nights per week. It's a special program when there's no need to call ahead to place an order. You simply drive to the restaurant and get in the drive-up queue. An employee takes your order and you pay cash. Then the meals are brought to your car within minutes. Everyone is masked and gloved, which ensures safety to all. There's a limited interaction and you never have to leave the safety of your car. The nightly meal specials are posted in detail on their website and social media platforms. These meals range in price between $10 and $12. In general, they include an entree, salad, bread, and sometimes dessert. The portions are large and the food is delicious. It's a win-win situation. Your parents don't have to cook and you help support a local business during these difficult times.
Reporting from Rizzo's here. We're with Chef Rizzi, and we're going to ask him how many days a week is he open. We're open Wednesday through Sunday for the drive-thru, 3:30 to 7. This is the Wednesday specials at Rizzo's. First off, on the left here, we got the stuffed shells, which comes with one meatball. Also, a side salad, bread, and a dessert of cannoli. This all comes out to be $12. On the right, we have meatloaf with gravy, alongside mashed potatoes, assorted vegetables, coming with a side salad and bread. No dessert is included with this. This is $12. All in all, we are ready to eat, and Rizzo's looks like it did a great job. And as you can see, everything was really delicious. I scarfed it down really fast. And that wraps up our review on Rizzo's. Stay tuned for the next review.
Many students and community groups are working hard during this time to make masks and equipment to keep us safe. Here is reporter Harley Cochran with a look at one local group.
Latrobe United Methodist Church has a quilting group. They have been working around the clock to help provide their community with cloth face masks. With only a group of 9 sewers, these ladies have managed to make over 1,700 face masks. Along with the many individuals they've been able to provide face masks for, the church has helped out 12 essential businesses. Achieva is one of those companies that have really benefited from this. Achieva advocates for, empowers, and supports people with disabilities and their families throughout their lives. Lisa Raza has a few words on behalf of Achieva.
Thanks to the generosity of the quilters at the Latrobe United Methodist Church, Achieva has received numerous face coverings that help to protect our employees and the people we support. Not only are staff still coming to the office every day, we have direct support professionals who work in the homes of people with disabilities to keep them safe. They're essential employees, and the masks are essential too. Thanks.
Not only has the church helped the community by providing face masks, but they also provide lunches that you can pick up at their Latrobe building on Wednesdays and at their dairy building on Thursdays. If anyone or group is in need of a face mask, or would like to donate supplies such as 100% cotton sheets or money to buy elastic, please email mldm1950@yahoo.com.
So how have you been staying connected to others during this time? Reporter McKenna Yitzi has some ideas in today's Quarantining with a Wildcat.
I know quarantine can be very boring. Here are some different ways to stay connected with your friends. During quarantine, Facebook just made a new group. It's called Quarantine Karaoke. It's singing with your friends and doing FaceTime. It's very different and very fun. I know that you use Zoom for school, but Zoom can be a fun way to contact with your friends. All you do is join a code and make a group. Then you can add any friend or person to your chat with different backgrounds, and you can have fun games with them too. Houseplay is a video chatting app. It makes it easier to video chat your friends. Your friends are online and available at any time. FaceTime is a classic way to hang out or talk to your friends. It's on any Apple device. Netflix Party is basically an app that you can watch any movie or TV show with your friends. It's basically like Zoom and Netflix put together. The Messenger app is with Facebook. It's basically an app that you can text or FaceTime any friend.
Putting together this show has been a different process than our studio production. Reporter Jaso Bardo takes you behind the scenes of making the WCAT-TV Home Edition.
Alright everyone, today we're going to take you on a little behind the scenes tour of how we make WCAT-TV Home Edition. So I film my segments in my room, and the setup's a little shady, but you know, it works. So my sister has this makeup cart, and it's tall, so I sit on there, I sit on this stool, and then I just stack a couple books. Thank you Profe for these wonderful books for Spanish. Didn't know they would be so helpful. And I prop my phone up right here, and she also has, basically this is all possible because my sister, because she has all these lights and stuff for her makeup. So I clip one on my phone, usually just like that, and then set one up here just to prop it up, and it just so happens that it's a mirror and it has lights too, but they're not very bright. And it feels like my room was somehow turned into an overpriced one-bedroom New York studio apartment because I spend just about all day, every day in here doing work or stuff for this. But you know, it's fine, I guess.
Hi Latrobe, so I'm gonna do a little behind the scenes of my setup, and it's kind of ghetto, so don't judge me. So what I have right here is my laptop, and what I do is I set my phone right here, and I prop it up, and then I record. Other than that, I mean, I have a mini fridge, I have my lamp that also charges my phone, Pikachu Pusheen, calculator, a pencil, and a Sharpie. So I think it's pretty good.
So that is it for the behind the scenes look at WCAT-TV Home Edition.
This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Student council members gave each senior high staff member a coupon for a box of sweet treats at the Latrobe Dairy Queen and shared this message with the staff. Be sure to send a note of thanks to your teachers today.
I wanted to say happy National Teacher Appreciation Week to all of our teachers and staff at Greater Latrobe. Thank you for all you guys do for us, and I hope you all are safe and well during this time. Thank you.
Thank you, teachers, for being so understanding and cooperative during this pandemic. I appreciate you.
Thank you for everything you do day in and day out to push us to be better students. Without everything you do, all of our biggest and wildest dreams would not be possible, so thank you. If you are missing your teachers, reporter Kanan Mulroy takes us on a little trip through the halls with 75 questions with Mr. McCombie.
Hi, Mr. McCombie. How are you today?
I'm doing very well.
That's good. So I have a quick question. What do you think came first, the chicken or the egg?
I'd have to say the chicken.
Okay. What would you say your spirit animal would be?
If I had to pick a spirit animal, I would have to say the lion.
Yeah, nice. Do you have a favorite movie?
I do have a favorite movie. It's The Guardian.
The Guardian?
Yeah.
Movie theater or sit-at-home movie?
Sit at home. I can be on my couch. I can eat the food I want.
Ah, so what's your favorite food then?
My favorite food would have to be the school lunch.
School lunch. Any specific meal that's your favorite?
I'm trying to think. Specific meal. I don't know. Anything home cooked by my mom.
Okay. Nice. Nike or Adidas?
Well, Nike. So yeah, kind of that's my thing.
How often do you pump iron?
Well, Mr. Duda and I work out like 3 days a week in the mornings. He tries to put more weight on. Sometimes it doesn't work, but usually I lead away.
So, what's your favorite exercise?
I actually like playing hockey for exercise.
Cardio or weights?
I'm a cardio guy because I like to move a lot, but I know I have to hit the weights every once in a while.
Yeah. What's your favorite exercise to make students do to suffer?
The mile run.
Right. If you were a food, what food would you be?
If I were a food, I'd be corn.
Corn on the cob, corn off the cob.
Corn on the cob, yeah.
Corn on the cob?
That's what I would be.
Do you have a favorite book?
Favorite book? I'm gonna say my favorite book. It's been a while since I read a book. I don't know, I'll come back to that one.
Okay. Do you know your Hogwarts house?
Like, is that a Harry Potter reference?
Yeah.
Slytherin? Is that a house?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a house.
All right.
Birkenstocks or Crocs?
Crocs, even though I don't own a pair, I've heard really good things of them, so
Right.
too cheap to buy them.
Sports mode or not in sports mode?
Sports mode all the time.
Running or biking?
Biking, most definitely.
Outside or indoors?
Outside, always.
Outside. Spotify or Pandora?
Pandora?
What's your favorite song?
Favorite song? Measure of a Man. It's a quality tune.
Nice. Did you play soccer in high school?
I did play soccer in high school.
What position?
I was in midfield, so lots of running.
Do you remember your number?
12. It's in a lot of my passwords.
Is it a lucky number? Just a number? Just
It's an even number. It's divisible by a lot of things, and it just happened to be my number in high school, so I stuck with it.
Do you love the Set 5 soccer class?
Do I love the Set 5 soccer class? I'd have to say it was a very average class. Not like a standout class by any means, but it wasn't below average. We'll just go at the average.
Okay, okay. Koalas, pandas, or sloths?
I have a buddy, his nickname is Sloth, and I never want to be anything like him, so we're going to go ahead and not go with the sloth. What were the other two options?
Koalas or pandas?
Panda.
Panda. Truth or dare?
We'll go with dare. I like to live on the edge.
Nice. What was your favorite year to be alive in?
I think 2008. That was the year I graduated, and it was just a good year. I enjoyed pretty much everything about it. I was getting done with high school, moving on with my life, and I really liked that year.
If you could play a character in any TV show, what would it be?
I think Drake and Josh had a lot of fun like back in the day.
Yes.
So I might go with Drake or Josh, one of those two.
Favorite Taylor Swift song?
I'm feeling 22.
What was the best trip you've ever been on?
So I've been on a couple trips. I like cold weather, that's like my thing. So I would say my favorite trip was spring break 2011. I went out to Lake Tahoe and did some skiing out there. Took like 7 days, skied 5 of them. It was a blast.
Who's your favorite gym teacher?
Favorite gym teacher? I would have to say, I think I like Mr. Bridge. He's like that even keel guy, goes with the flow, but he's nice, I can bounce ideas off of him. I'd say Mr. Bridge.
What's a song that you've had on repeat lately?
Let me think about this. I like country, but I like some other stuff too. So I would say Old Town Road, there we go.
How tired are you right now?
Not that tired. I got a good night's sleep last night. Had the wood stove burning in my house, so that is a nice feature of my winter season.
What is something that you're tired of right now?
There's a lot of questions in this interview, so that's kind of tiring me out. But other than that, the short days, as it's getting colder and darker, that's the only thing I don't like about this season.
Is there a sport that you've never played but you wish you did?
Well, hockey used to be that sport, and now I get to play it, which is kind of fun. But the one sport that I would like to play, water polo I think would be cool. I never got to play that professionally or anything.
Is there a sport that you just can't do?
Yeah, you're right. It's not working.
That I can't what?
That you just can't do, you're not good at?
I'm not sure. We're gonna take a walk in the gym here, but a sport I just can't do. That's a really difficult question. There's a lot of sports out there, and I would say that it might be the twirling thing with the flags. I forget what that's called. Sorry.
Color guard?
Color guard. I couldn't probably throw that thing and catch it. That'd probably be difficult for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for letting us interview today.
All right. You guys have a great day, and go Wildcats.
Thank you.
Mother's Day is this Sunday. Reporter Sophia Surge has an idea for a Mother's Day gift that you can make from home.
Mother's Day is right around the corner, and being stuck in quarantine, you might not be sure what to get her. Here are 7 DIY Mother's Day gift ideas. The materials you will need for this is food and a tray or plate. Breakfast in bed is the perfect Mother's Day gift. All you'll need to do is prepare your mother's favorite meal and then bring it to her in bed. The materials you will need for this is paint and a piece of paper. For this gift, you can get really creative. Of course, you can stick your hand in paint and just do a simple hand painting. Or you could trace your hand and then do some kind of design inside of the tracing. The materials you will need for this is a device, family photos or videos, and an editing app. A photo or video slideshow is the perfect way to showcase all your favorite memories with your mom. All you'll need to do is compile all your favorite photos or videos and then download them onto an editing app such as iMovie or Adobe Spark. From there, you can add music and transitions, creating a great and memorable Mother's Day gift. The materials you will need for this is a photo and a device. If you aren't feeling that artistic but still want to get a personal gift, a personalized puzzle is the perfect way to go. All you have to do is go to Shutterfly.com and then search personalized puzzle. From there, you can select an image which will be printed onto the puzzle. Puzzles range from 150 to 3,000 pieces, making this a perfect family gift idea for Mother's Day. The materials you will need for this are pom-poms, popsicle sticks, glue, and a vase. The first thing you'll need to do is paint or color your popsicle sticks green. Then, glue your pom-poms together, making sure one is in the middle and 5 are on the sides. Once that is dry, glue your popsicle stick onto the back. Repeat this until you have about 5 or 6 flowers. Place your flowers into the vase and you have a homemade bouquet. The materials you will need for this are pom-poms, a blank card or piece of paper, and markers. Another great use of pom-poms is a pom-pom card. You can use different colored pom-poms to glue onto a blank card in the shape of your mom's favorite animal. This is a creative spin on just a regular homemade card. The materials you will need for this are crayons, wax, wicks, and a glass jar. First, you'll need to melt your crayons. It's easiest to do this if the crayons are broken into small pieces. Then, add one crayon to the wax. This is how the candle will be different colors. Then, melt the wax using a burner. When that's done, place it to the side. Get your jar and wick and place the wick inside the jar. Then carefully pour the wax in, making sure to keep the wick in place. You can then repeat the process with different crayons until you have as many colors as you'd like.
Broadcast students created 1-minute gratitude videos for someone who has helped them in their life. This week, in honor of Mother's Day, we focus on the impact of our moms. Here are videos by Madison Gresh, Carlin Jones, and Sophia Surge.
I chose my mom for this project because she's always pushing me to be the best version of myself and always supporting me no matter what. My mom shows endless care for me by bringing me things I love when I'm down, always checking in on me and providing endless love. She challenges me in so many ways by pushing me to do my best to be successful and telling me to never give up on what I love. My mom provides so much support for me when it comes to school, sports, and anything I love. I care about the things I love, and she always helps me strive to perform my best. Whenever I'm stressed out, she's there to help and provides the best advice possible for me. She provides endless opportunities for me to take advantage of and always wants me to try new things. She's always been there for me, and I can't thank her enough for what she's done. I am ever so deeply grateful for my mom because she has shaped me into the proud human being I am today. I couldn't possibly be who I am today without her endless love and support throughout the years of growing up.
I chose to make this video about my mom. My mom is very important to me and has been my role model and best friend since the beginning. She is always coming out to all my sporting events and supporting me with everything I do. She is also always looking out for me and making sure I'm always safe. She also pushes me to be a better person every day. Even though I'm younger, she listens to what I have to say and respects my opinions. She played a big part in helping me secure 2 jobs at Iron Rock and Revokio. She makes the best out of life and always keeps it interesting. For example, she has planned multiple mother-daughter surprise trips for me. She is definitely one of a kind. Overall, I am so grateful for my mom because she challenges me to be a better person every day, has been my #1 fan since I was little, and never stops loving me.
A person that I am grateful for is my mom. She's one of my biggest supporters in my life, and she's always there for me. Not only does she do all the things that moms do, like making dinner, driving me anywhere I need to go, and taking care of me and my sisters, but she also goes above and beyond to make sure that I have a great life. She's one of my biggest supporters with my acting, and she's constantly taking me to auditions and introducing me to people she knows in the film industry. She also respects me, and I know I can count on her to listen to what I have to say and to take my opinion seriously. Finally, she helps me grow while creating a fun and caring atmosphere. I know that she will always be there for me, and ever since I was young, she's been teaching me valuable life lessons. At the end of the day, my mom is one of my biggest inspirations, and she's one of the people I am most grateful for in my life.
We would like to showcase the talents of Greater Latrobe students in each episode. Here's musical guest Elena Sarb.
Hi, I'm going to be singing an original song called Stay Different because I know that not everyone's in the very best state of mind in quarantine, and I know that you can get in your head a little bit about yourself when you're alone in your thoughts, unless that's just me. So I wrote this song and I thought it could lift you up a little bit, maybe. So, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be yourself. Don't you worry about no one else. Stay different. Embrace yourself. Get to know yourself. Love yourself. Trust yourself. You may feel alone in this world, but I can tell you right now, you're not alone. Everyone's had that thought that they're much different from anyone else, but you gotta embrace yourself. Get to know yourself. Be true to yourself. Take care of yourself. Do your own thing in this world, and you'll inspire more people to do the same. Give everyone a new thought that being unique is being you. So you gotta embrace who you are, know who you are, love who you are, trust who you are. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be yourself. Don't you worry about no one else. Stay different. Stay different.
It's easy to fall into the habit of spending a lot of time in front of a device while working from home. Don't forget to get some exercise. Here is reporter Brennan Campbell with some ways to stay active without equipment at home.
So this is a very simple at-home workout with no workout equipment needed at all. All you will need is a deck of cards or a random card generator. Online works too. So basic directions for it is you assign a workout to each type of card, and then you shuffle and randomly grab a card and you do the workout. So first off, assigning the cards, we are going to have hearts as push-ups, spades as sit-ups, we're going to do clubs as burpees, and then diamonds as air squats. So you go ahead, you shuffle the cards, 52 pickup works for me, and then you close your eyes, pick a random card, and you get to work. So as you can see here, we pulled 6 of clubs, which means we have 6 burpees to do. So you can do these burpees with a push-up, without a push-up, or you can do what I did and alternate them. That's entirely up to you. So next up, it looks like we are pulling a King of Hearts, which means we have 10 push-ups to do. As far as the push-ups, you can do them normally like this, or you can do them on your knees. You can find a wall and do them, whatever works for you. So this time, it looks like we pulled a 6 of diamonds, so we got 6 air squats to do. Not much to say about this workout other than you want to make sure that you're just going down to 90 degrees during your squat. And to finish off, we ended up getting lucky pulling a 2 of spades, so we got 2 sit-ups to do. Whatever you end up doing, make sure to stay active during this time and do not end up like this guy who decides to lay around on the couch all day.
If you're looking to check out a different Netflix show, here's Naveed Mitchell with our weekly show review.
Community is a sitcom created by Dan Harmon that stars 7 unlikely friends and their adventures in community college. Throughout the show, they learn more about themselves, each other, and about the new quirky friends that they meet on the way. The show has a lot of variety and honestly just a great cast. I think that anyone who watches it will find something that they enjoy, even if it's not the whole show itself. You can watch the show on Netflix and Hulu. I'd have to score the show a 10 out of 10. Honestly, it's one of my favorites and has inspired me to get more into comedy and watch a lot more shows like it. With all that being said, you go out there and enjoy your TV.
Now let's take a look at some video games.
Maybe you would like to start playing Dungeons & Dragons. Jaden Alessi gives some tips on how to get started in our next segment.
So, you are interested in Dungeons & Dragons, and you need a character to play. But what does that mean? Dungeons & Dragons, or D&D, characters are who you play in this weird world of fantasy. You use these characters to fight monstrous enemies and talk to other interesting characters. But how do you make one of these heroes or villains?
The first thing that needs to be addressed are races. What are they, and what do they do? Races in the player's handbook are varied from horned tieflings, stalwart and stubborn dwarves, normal humans, or even scaled dragonborn. Though each of these races offers various bonuses and benefits, I'll be going with a human for this example. Classes determine what exactly your character is capable of and can do. It's also what separates them from the average peasant you'll encounter on your adventures. Class options in the PHB include Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, and last but not least, Wizard. Some classes make use of spells, but that would require an entire video on its own, so for this demonstration, I'll be picking a Fighter. Each class offers a variety of abilities and features, which you'll write in the corresponding section of your character sheet. Next up is stats. Your stats, or ability scores if I'm being technical, determine how good you are at doing things. Strength determines how hard you hit. Dexterity, how agile and quick you are. Constitution is a measure of how physically sound you are. Intelligence, how smart you are. Wisdom is how traveled you are. And charisma is a measure of how personable you are. There are 3 ways to determine ability scores: point buy, rolling, or standard array. For this example, we'll be using standard array. Backgrounds define who your character was before they started adventuring. For this example, we'll be using the sailor background. This background offers us a few skill proficiencies. We can mark these by filling in the bubbles next to the skills on our character sheet. Finally, equipment. There are 2 main ways of determining what kind of equipment your character starts with: buying equipment and class starting equipment. I'll be adding my class starting equipment to this character. Armor increases your AC, or armor class. This score determines how high an attack roll has to be to hit your character. Various weapons do various types of damage and amounts of damage. Remember to check your class proficiencies when choosing a weapon. Additionally, it might be wise for your character to bring along things like tents and bedrolls. That's all covered in the mundane equipment section. Your completed character sheet should look something like this. It's important to remember that characters work best in teams, so get a group together and prepare to go on some wild and wondrous adventures.
We go now to reporter Cole McNeil, who takes a look at the stigma of video games.
Video games have been a part of our mainstream culture in the United States since the release of the early arcade machines and the Atari 2600. Though the Atari was popular, video games really became a cultural phenomenon with the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System, which was massively successful in the US. With the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo as a company has begun to lead the charge into the era of modern video games, with Sony's PlayStation series and Microsoft's Xbox series joining the race later on. PC gaming also began to rise in popularity because of how easy computers are to develop games for. The video game industry has been on the rise, with each of these platforms becoming more refined each year. This might come as a shock, but since 2012, the video game industry has been larger than both the music and movie industries. However, many have been against the rise of the video game, due to many common concerns and complaints, claiming that they are bad for your health, that they cause violence, that they keep you from being social, that they make you lazy, that they are for kids, and more. To some, these may seem like facts, but it is actually almost entirely misinformation from a subsection of people that chooses not to accept change. Typically, they fear it. Much of this group tends to be some parents who are worried about how this new technology might affect their children or grandchildren. Michael Z. Newman from the Smithsonian Magazine claims some of the overarching stigma originates from the age of the arcade, where you could find teens smoking or drinking. Parents obviously did not want their children going around these people, and the negative stigma ended up carrying over into this generation. It's easy for those who did not grow up with video games to condemn the activity and find no value in it. Besides, when you choose to immerse yourself in the culture of video games, it immediately becomes apparent that all of this negative stigma is misinformation. For instance, you may find that some video games are actually good for your health. Many games include situations that make you think, such as puzzles or reflex timing. There are also virtual reality games like Beat Saber, where the whole game is quite literally an exercise that will have you out of breath by the end of your play session. Even studies from the American Psychological Association show that gaming from a young age is proven to advance a child's critical thinking development and their ability to interact with people all over the world for the purpose of nearly instantaneous problem solving. Similarly, the claim that video games cause violence is completely false and is often used as a scapegoat for when younger people get aggressive. This kind of rhetoric can actually shift attention away from genuinely productive conversations about ways to prevent violence. In reality, video games are specifically designed to relieve stress. Many games are very peaceful and calming. Some also fail to realize that video games have a rating system just like movies. Video games that include inappropriate violence will be rated M, 17 and up, and you must have a legal guardian with you to buy it if you are under that age. In addition, the American Psychologist Journal found that people who just started playing video games that were introduced as shooting games showed more accurate attention allocation, higher spatial resolution, and enhanced mental rotation abilities than those who played other types of games. This analysis also showed that the fastest way to attain these abilities is actually through video games. There's also the argument that video games are antisocial, which could not be farther from the truth in this day and age. Video games have become more social than ever, with the great majority of games releasing being multiplayer. Now when you play games, the first thing you usually do is join a voice chat with your friends so you can talk and play games together, create memories together, and have fun together. Even if you come across people that you do not know, you are encouraged to work together towards a common goal. This gives you the chance to meet new people in these games who have similar interests to you. I personally have many great friends that I would not have without video games. They have made many people's social lives, including mine, so much better. As you can see, the benefits to video games grossly outweigh the negatives. Video games have the ability to improve your life if you let them, yet many people decide to judge them before they understand what they are, what their purpose is, and what they mean to some people. Let's talk about Minecraft. Minecraft is a game where you begin with nothing. You are dropped into a randomly generated world completely foreign to you. You are given no goal, nothing to reach. You are given full creative free reign of an infinitely large world full of resources. You can choose to gather those resources. With resources, you can craft useful items by placing certain resources in a crafting table using a specific pattern. With those, you can explore further and find better resources, with the best ones being hidden deep underground, requiring you to mine. With these new, better items, you can craft even better things. The cycle continues until you decide to find and fight the Ender Dragon. Once the Ender Dragon is defeated, a long poem is presented to the player. The poem begins by explaining why video games are great. Quote, "Once upon a time, there was a player. The player was you. Sometimes it thought of itself as human. On the thin crust of a spinning globe of molten rock. The ball of molten rock circled a ball of blazing gas that was 330,000 times more massive than it. They were so far apart that it took light 8 minutes to cross the gap. The light was information from the star, and it could burn your skin from 150 million kilometers away. Sometimes the player dreamed it was a miner, on the surface of a world that was flat and infinite. The sun was a square of white. The days were short, and there was much to do, and death was a temporary inconvenience. Sometimes the player dreamed it was other things, in other places. Sometimes these dreams were disturbing, sometimes very beautiful indeed. Sometimes the player woke from one dream into another, then woke from that into a third." End quote. Video games give us experiences not easily accessible in the real world. They allow us to disconnect from our world and our problems, temporarily, as if they are a dream. The poem then goes on to say that though games can seem real and give us great experiences, they aren't truly real. Quote, "Sometimes a player reads lines of code on a screen, decoded them into words, decoded the words into meaning, decoded the meaning into feelings, emotions, theories, ideas, and the player started to breathe faster and deeper and realized it was alive. It was alive. Those thousands of deaths had not been real. The player was alive. You are alive." Sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through zeros and ones, through the electricity of the world, through the scrolling of words on a screen at the end of a dream. And the universe said, "I love you." And the universe said that you have played the game well. And the universe said everything you need is within you. And the universe said you are stronger than you know. And the universe said you are the daylight. And the universe said you are the night. And the universe said the darkness you fight is within you. And the universe said that the light you seek is within you. And the universe said you are not alone. And the universe said you are not separate from every other thing. And the universe said you are the universe tasting itself, talking to itself, reading its own code. And the universe said, "I love you, because you are love." And the game was over, and the player woke up from the dream. And the player began a new dream. And the player dreamed again, dreamed better. And the player was the universe. And the player was love. You are the player. Wake up. End quote. Similarly to the real world, we can take the lessons we learn in games and apply them to our real lives. They can be just as valuable as any other experience that we collect outside of games. Games are like dreams, and after every dream, we wake up.
We will end each show with a tribute to the class of 2020.
Thanks for tuning in to WCAT-TV Home Edition. We'll see you next Friday. Stay healthy and stay safe, Latrobe. We are all in this together.